should or could, could public policy actually stop the increase of CO2 if we felt we wanted to do so? I mean, people are wanting to go down that route, zero carbon. Is it actually possible to do that?
Sure, but it would be essentially suicide. So,
yes,
for example, you could have mass nuclear war and kill all the people, and CO2 would stop increasing. And the policies that are being urged on people, that are short of nuclear Armageddon, don't actually differ in the final result. They will also kill lots of people. Billions of people will starve to death because you cannot support the world with the number of people we have today without fossil fuels. Maybe someday in the far future, people will be successful with controlled fission or fusion. Fission already works pretty well, and fusion may work someday. Don't hold your breath, but it may. And anyway, that's a problem for our great-great-grandchildren, because there's plenty of fossil fuels around for many generations of people now. There's a century or more in the ground.
But there's huge reluctance to use it by certain groups of people. And if you're going to have free or cheap energy, it's only cheap energy which has taken people out of poverty right across.
That's right.
And
well,
if
that experiment was done in Sri Lanka a couple years ago, and you probably remember what happened as a result of pressure from Western elites, and Western billionaires, airheads. They banned the use of chemical fertilizer, worried about cows and methane, and they greatly restricted fossil fuel imports. The result was massive crop failures. Every crop failed. Rice failed, tea failed. I didn't know tea needed so much fertilizer, but it does.
Yeah.
And so people were starving, going bankrupt. And so last spring, the government fell, and there were, furious crowds, milling around the presidential palace. And had the president not managed to escape to a ship in the harbor, they would have hung him, and he's not ever going to come back to Salon anytime soon, because it did so much damage. But there's a case of what will happen. And that was really only mild. They only began, the recipe that was handed down to them by the environmental extremists. If you do it all, it really is suicide. People will simply die,
What worries me on that front is that Europe is going down the same route. I think they've got directives now which want to cut the amount of nitrogen-based fertilizers by 40 or 50%. I can't remember that.